husband announced he was quitting his job to pursue his dream. I started packing his bags immediately. Gareth has always been the gentle one in our marriage. The artist and the dreamer, and 12 years, he worked corporate design jobs he hated to support our family while I climbed the ladder at my firm. He'd come home exhausted, talking about ideas I'd call impractical. I made the decisions. I controlled the finances. I was the responsible one, basically. But last Tuesday, Gareth came home with tears in his eyes. Happy tears. He said he'd found his true calling, that he finally understood who he really was, that he needed to quit his job to pursue it full time. I didn't ask what it was. I walked straight to our bedroom and started throwing his clothes into suitcases. He stood in the doorway watching me. This is exactly what I told them you'd do, he said quietly. They warned me you wouldn't understand. I kept packing. The next morning, Gareth told our kids about his calling community. Our 8-year-old daughter asked what it meant. He explained it was a place where people help each other become their authentic selves. Both kids got excited seeing Dad so happy for once. My son asked why I looked angry. I gripped the counter so hard my knuckles turned white and said nothing. I knew the meeting location at the community center downtown. So Tuesday night, I drove there and walked into that circle of strangers and demanded Gareth leave. This group is dangerous, I said, and extremely predatory. The leader, a calm woman with kind eyes, asked me to explain what made them dangerous. I couldn't even begin to explain. You don't understand, I finally managed. A man in the circle spoke up. My wife didn't understand either at first. Now she's my biggest supporter. Gareth refused to leave, but I begged. Please, Gareth, not this. Anything but this. Then tell them, Gareth said. Tell everyone what you're so afraid of. I couldn't. It was all way too much, so I just ran. The next day, I called our kids' school, told the counselor Gareth was having a mental health crisis and shouldn't pick up the children alone. The counselor asked for specifics. I can't explain, I said, hearing how crazy I sounded. You just have to trust me. She suggested I might be the one who needed support. A few hours later, Gareth's best friend called me screaming, saying I was sabotaging Gareth's happiness like I always did. I almost told him, you don't understand what he wants to do to himself, but my voice caught. I hung up. I called Gareth's parents for help and begged them to come over. When they showed up, Gareth looked radiant and confident and more himself than I'd seen in years. On the hand, I looked insane. His mother kept asking me to simply explain my worries. I can't, I whispered. Can't or won't, his father demanded, because if I tell you, I'd have to explain things about my family I swore I'd never talk about. They looked at me like I was paranoid and delusional, which I was starting to feel like, honestly. The next day during my marriage counseling session, I was told my control issues stemmed from unresolved family trauma, that I was punishing Gareth for something he didn't do. She had no idea what she was saying, and I didn't want to correct her. I was actually told he just wanted to live as his true self, that I'd always been threatened by his independence and literally owed me to support my husband or let him go. I laughed, dark and bitter. You have no idea. Then one evening, they staged one final meeting. Gareth's parents, his best friends, even my marriage counselor, all there to stop me from interfering with Gareth's happiness. They demanded I let Gareth explain his dream fully so everyone could see how unreasonable I was being. Okay, you know what? Fine. Gareth, honey, please explain what you'd like to do. Gareth sat forward, surrounded by support. He explained calmly that he had body integrity identity disorder, that he'd never felt like certain limbs belonged to his body, and that he'd found a surgeon overseas who understood. I'm having my left leg removed below the knee first, he said, and my right arm. I've already paid the deposit of $35,000. This is who I've always been. I'm finally brave enough to become complete. He showed them his journals, the surgery emails, the payment confirmations. The room was silent. Everyone slowly turned to look at me. Gareth's mother's hand went to her mouth. Oh my God, what kind of insanity is this? That evening, they arranged a psychiatric evaluation. Gareth's mother followed me outside to get some air. You should have told us, she said gently. Let me show you something. I came back with a framed photo of my sister, in her wheelchair, missing her left leg below the knee, missing her right arm. The car accident was 3 years ago. The exact limbs Gareth wants removed. They had an affair before our wedding, I said quietly. I caught them, but married him anyway. Since her accident, he's been visiting her in secret. He's obsessed with her. He doesn't have a disorder, I whispered. He just wants to look exactly like the woman he's always loved more than me.